We are mostly women-based classes. That's kind of the need that we saw for this area is females want to shoot, but there's not a lot of people that are willing or know how to teach them how to shoot. We try and take away all of the intimidation factor, all of the fear. It's actually super empowering to see what happens from the first minute of class to 8 hours later, what they can do.
Today on the We Share podcast, Colby and Pacen join us from Sharpsight Firearms Training. Welcome to the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
I'm Alex.
We share ourselves and we provide a platform for others to share.
We believe everyone has a purpose and a story to tell.
And we're back on the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Alex.
And we manifested this, Alex. We talked about getting gun training, and here it is.
Yes, we have in studio today with us from Sharpsight Firearm Training, Pacen Rasmussen and Colby Peterson. We're so excited to have them in studio and learn about what they're doing to change the landscape of shooting in the area. They're from Rigby. They have a combined 25 years of law enforcement contracted through the Department of Energy. So these guys don't just bring a gun show in studio. They've got some badass weaponry.
Yeah, some serious training. Okay, it's great to have you gentlemen here. Thank you for being with
welcome.
us.
Thanks for having us.
Okay, let's dive in. Tell us about your business.
Well,
or how it got started.
Essentially, how it got started is like you guys said, we have a pretty extensive background in firearms. That's been my life for 21 years. And throughout all the time, we've been awarded some pretty amazing opportunities to train all over the country with the best in the world. And we learned all kinds of stuff along the way. So we kind of brainstormed a little bit and figured we'd kind of be doing the local area a little bit of a disservice if we didn't share that with them and kind of spread that training and that confidence. So we gave it a shot, and it's taken off way bigger than we ever thought it would. So we're trying to play catch up a little bit, but that's a good thing, I guess.
That is a good thing. So, I mean, set your sights on Sharpsight. Mm-hmm. I feel like when we were talking before, Julie, last week about guns and everything and how there's just this need for training and certification and knowledge. And then voila, we find these guys with all this experience. We're so thankful.
How did you two meet?
Yeah.
So we worked together. We were on the same team. Got on the same team about 6 years ago through our job. And I think we put on our first class 4 years ago. We grabbed our wives. They talked about us shooting. And all the husbands out there are like, yeah, I'll train my wife. And Colby and I were like, you know what? We know how to shoot guns. We do it well. Let's grab a class of women together. Let's go to a range and see how it goes. And after that first class, like, man, that was fun. That was rewarding. And we talked about it and like, let's go big with it. And it took a couple years for us to do it. And then this year we dove in head first.
So walk us through what sets your type of training apart from what is out there.
Absolutely. So a lot of people come to trainings for certifications. If you're going to come to our class for a certification, that's the wrong class to come to. We are mostly women-based classes. That's kind of the need that we saw for this area is females want to shoot, but there's not a lot of people that are willing or know how to teach them how to shoot. We try and take away all of the intimidation factor, all of the fear. It's actually super empowering to see what happens from the first minute of class to 8 hours later, what they can do. So that's kind of where we separate ourselves is we focus on a lot of women's only classes, and we don't do it for a concealed carry certification. We want to teach women how to actually defend themselves with a gun, and that means manipulation. That means how to reload, shooting on the move, all of these things that aren't getting taught in a stationary, put as many people as you can in the class type concealed carry class.
I love that you used the word empower because that was the word that I was going to use. As a mother of two daughters, beautiful girls, I felt like I had to empower them in this world so that they did not get taken advantage of. Part of that was teaching them how to shoot, and they've been shooting guns since they were little, but I didn't want them to be scared of something that could be so valuable in their lives.
Yep.
Oh man, how we had an 18-year-old 18-year-old in our last class. She was the top shooter. It was so
incredible.
Cool to see. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So female-based classes, I'm going to tell you that would have probably helped me a little bit during my concealed carry training, because it's easy to feel intimidated. And when I don't use a gun on a regular basis, I don't hunt. Yep. It's not like a super common thing in my hand. I'm not scared of it, but it's not a super common thing in my hand. So you just kind of erase those vulnerabilities for these women?
Yeah, that's kind of like we were talking earlier. There's certain things that the women are a little different than men. Like you said, just learning how to lock that slide back. If you've got an entire group of women and you can spend a large amount of time doing that and teaching them all that, where the guys with the bigger hands, they take to it quick. And so the women instantly feel like they're falling behind or they're struggling, and it just removes all of that and just makes it an even environment for everybody, and works out pretty well.
Okay, break down what a training would be like. If someone were to enroll at Sharpsight, what would training look like?
So we have kind of two major pathways with our females. We have a introductory, you don't need any experience. We provide the guns, we provide the ammo, we provide the holsters, magazines, we provide all of it. And going back to your last question, that kind of puts us all on the same page. It's like somebody doesn't show up with a full-size gun that doesn't fit their hand, and somebody doesn't show up with a gun that's 25 years old that doesn't work, right? Because then that's an automatic disservice. So everybody's running the same weapon system, and that way when I say something or Colby says something, 8 females are looking at the same piece of equipment, and I'm talking to all of them. So nobody's singled out. So we start that way with our introductory class. And then we did what we called our summer series class, which this was an absolute blast. Awesome. We took the same group of 8 females from May to September. We ran one class a month, 8-hour class with the same group. And where we were able to take them from the first day to, we finished with an end of a year competition. So we set up, strings of fire that were all the way out to 2 minutes long, with shooting, reload, barricades, laying down, kneeling, shooting through windows, and we got prizes for them and everything. And these girls were competitors.
They were getting after it.
It came down, first and second came down to like 1 second. It was, over 4 strings of fire. It was an all-day thing. And we're going to do that again next year.
For those of you that are listening and not watching this live, Julie's eyes just got really big and they started to sparkle.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to be needing to sign up for this. Yes, we're going to need to do this.
I just can't believe how much that would create just some strength in a woman.
Oh, absolutely.
So for instance, and I'm sure you have recognized this, but I'm going to tell this story just so that our audience can be aware. I was explaining on the political talk show one day that I had come out of a grocery store, and as I exited that grocery store, 2 men were walking towards me. It was like late October, 1st November, so it was getting dark outside. It wasn't that late at night, maybe 6 o'clock, but it was getting dark. And these men came towards me, and they looked at each other and then looked back at me, and they split me. So I went between them, and they both brushed my shoulders. They thought, that was them doing their intimidation factor. I told that story, and my co-host actually said live on air, I've never had an experience like that in my life. And I think we were 50 at that time.
Yeah.
You're like, Neil.
I'm
Shocker.
like, this is what women deal with.
Yeah,
this is not what men deal with.
Yeah.
And we have to watch everyone who's coming towards us and what we're doing. And I think that's amazing that you're empowering women so they don't have to be scared about that.
That was brought up the other day. Is a handgun is a great equalizer. It doesn't matter if you're 100 pounds or 250 pounds. When you know how to use that, you're completely equal. And we like to see people that really know how to use them and are comfortable and confident with them. So.
Yeah, that's kind of another thing. I don't know. I wouldn't say set us apart, but we like to focus on situational. We like to talk about the why behind things. So when I'm telling somebody, it's like, hey, when you pull this gun, do this, step here, look like this, and here's why. If you know how to pull a handgun, point it, and you show confidence in that, best case scenario, you don't even have to pull that trigger, right? Nobody wants to take anybody's life. But if you can confidently display a gun saying, I'm willing to defend myself, male or female, hopefully that can de-escalate the situation. You know what I mean? Instead of somebody worst case scenario is you have a gun, you have no idea how to use it. The first time you pull it to defend yourself, you're putting yourself in danger as well. So
I'm so excited that in just 1 week, I will no longer not feel confident in holding a gun.
Yeah. Do you go over situations like protecting the home?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's really important too, because we have a lot more women who live
alone
without a male presence in the home. And
So that's our specialty, and our background is close quarter interior work. So we teach them, maybe not necessarily in the beginner class in depth, but we start to explain how to find angles on doors, how to use cover, how to use concealment, how to lean around stuff and keep your body covered while you're doing this to set yourself up for as much success as possible. So like Pacen said, everything we teach, we try and explain a reason why or where this could be applicable, and it helps a lot.
Did you guys grow up with, like, in families like Julie did, where guns were everywhere, like hunting families?
Well, yeah. My dad was a competitive shooter through the 80s and 90s, so we were swimming in guns. I knew what I wanted to do since I was competing. 6 years old. Yeah. Yep.
And what's crazy is, so the first 3 hours of our class, you're not going to squeeze the trigger on an actual bullet. We go over. So just kind of to segue back into what we were talking about is the gun safety part. You know what I mean? If you are going to defend yourself at home with your firearm, we're going to explicitly tell you, put your gun here, don't put your gun here. This is how your gun is rendered safe. Never leave this gun, where a child could get to it. We'll go over the general firearms safety rules, just because that's as important, if not more important, is taking care of that gun as responsible gun owner.
Yep.
So before you guys went to work for the Department of Energy, you already had years of experience with guns.
I as a hunter, I had a hunting rifle, but I got a lot of high quality training at the Department of Energy. Yeah.
What does their training look like? Or are you allowed to describe how intense their training is?
There's trainers on site there, and they are a fantastic training cadre. They do a very good job, and they got us a very, very solid foundation of our knowledge and kind of where we're at today. And then Colby and I were lucky enough to become firearms training certified through that same pathway. So. And then
does the government support you in going to compete? Are you sponsored by the DOE or anything like that?
In some cases, yes. Actually, it hasn't been quite that way lately, but back when I started, they were really good about it. They had a competitive pistol team that I was on, and they'd pay for us to go shoot competitions around, local and out of state and that, and that's kind of fizzled out lately, but they still,
depends on the budget.
Yeah.
We were able to go last year. We sent a team to the MSSTC Mountain States SWAT training competition in Utah. The company provided us that opportunity, and we actually took first place. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So first place, we actually qualified our paid bid to the
Nationals.
It was a world SWAT comp. Yeah, the world SWAT comp. It's called the SWAT Roundup in Florida. Yeah. So it was.
And how did you guys do there?
We actually didn't end up getting to go. But we're going in 2 weeks to the Las Vegas SWAT comp, the Staccato SWAT competition as well. So the opportunities are there.
How many rounds do you fire in a SWAT competition?
Oh, man. This one that we're going to in 2 weeks, we got to bring 600 rifle and 500 pistol. So it's quite a bit.
Yeah, you're going to fire a few.
Yeah,
no small potatoes for these guys from Idaho.
In our last podcast last week, we were talking about how Alex and I have very different paradigms. Like she mentioned, I grew up in a hunting household. I used to load bullets with my dad, little 6-year-old sitting on a stool. And
we had scalpels and medical equipment.
I was shooting a gun at 8 years old, not a big deal. But you have to recognize other people's paradigms and that they're very scared of guns. So how do you help someone get over not being familiar with a firearm, but they want to learn?
A lot of that happens in the women's cases. A lot of that fear goes away when they show up with a line of women that are also slightly nervous. They're all in the same situation, but for our basic class, and pretty much all our classes, we start out with 2 hours, probably 2 hours of dry fire work, where that gun never goes bang. You're drawing it, you're holstering it, you're locking it back, you're filling it out, and nothing happens, but you're getting comfortable with holding it and how it works. And then when we do go hot, we actually just load them up with 1 round so they can fill that recoil, and then if they do get scared, it's empty, nothing's going to happen. So we go through several stages of that where they can just fill 1 round, go off, and then it's empty, and the light bulb clicks pretty quick, just and you can watch. Oh, it's awesome to watch them go. Oh, this thing's not scary if you're behind it, and from there on out, they just take off. It's awesome.
Yeah. In defending of the Second Amendment on the radio show, I've mentioned that several times. It's not the gun that scares, the lack of knowledge that's scary.
Yep. You're not wrong.
Yep.
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you hear a lot of courses or classes that talk about X amount of round count or how many rounds you're going to shoot throughout the day. We don't have that. Our students dictate what the day is going to look like. Depending on the class, you might come and shoot 200 rounds. If it's a certain lineup of girls, you might shoot 300 rounds that day. So we don't have anything set in stone. We're pretty fluent on, just adapting to what they need and taking them from there. So.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Each class kind of has its own personality. They all kind of take shape of whatever that personality is. We're not going to push somebody. It's like, hey, if we told you 500 rounds, we're not going to make you shoot. But you can kind of see how the class is, and that kind of dictates the direction of where we go. So.
Okay, so we focused on the training part of it. I don't even know, do you guys just let people come and target shoot at your place, or is it specifically just training at your facility?
So we are very lucky with how we landed. We go to the Fremont County Sportsman's Club in St. Anthony. Jake Crane he's rolled out the red carpet for us. So here's a plug for him. He's been awesome. So it's a public range. We tell him when we have our class dates, and he reserves it for us, and he has been so awesome. So, yeah, you can go and target shoot at that range, but when we're running our classes, he actually reserves the range for us, and it's a closed course. So
we spend a lot of time moving downrange and doing past the firing line, back and forth, so we have to have that facility actually shut off. So that's one unique thing about us is we do have that ability on a public range rather than having to sign up for a membership or an association or anything like that. You can come dip your toes in it and see if you like it without having a real big commitment kind of thing. So it works out well.
Have you gotten any pushback? I mean, we're in a very gun-friendly state. So have you gotten any pushback?
Online.
Yeah.
Keyboard
Facebook
warriors.
Right?
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were talking about men's egos, and there's a lot of men out there that they don't like to see this kind of stuff without
men
interjecting
don't even
their
like
opinion
to see
on
women
something.
golf.
Yeah.
And then when I show up and outdrive them, they're like, well, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. We always kind of ask in the first class with these females, it's like, okay, why are you guys here? What's your why? What kind of sparked you here? And like, well, my husband doesn't really want me here. He said he would train me. And I'm like, okay, how long have you been married? And it's, 10, 15 years. Like, okay, he hasn't trained you yet. Yep. So thanks for coming. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it.
Turning.
Or we get a complete flip-flop of that, and it's, my husband tried training me, and we need somebody else.
Yep. Right. It's not working.
Yeah.
He's worried I'm going to shoot him.
Yeah, they're just at each other's throat, and it's like, here, you take over. She'll listen, or he'll listen, whoever.
Yeah.
You know how it is, but yeah, you meet a lot of cool people with unique scenarios.
I
like
will
that.
say that I probably should take some ownership in that. I've been asked to go before, and I've been like, let's just go golfing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
I think I'd rather do something fun, but now this sounds
this
exciting.
Is fun.
It's a good time.
Yeah. And it's so incredibly interesting. I mean, I'm excited to see the extra depths that you guys go, because I did concealed carry training, and I was as interested in the the classroom portion of that as I was in the shooting range, because I've shot before. So that wasn't like that new and different or whatever. They were just kind of tweaking my stance and stuff like that. But the classroom part of it was so interesting because there's a lot of things that wouldn't come to your mind that you can do to prevent being in a bad situation and prevent from actually firing the gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about the athleticism portion and the shooting out windows. Did you mention that, or did I make that up?
We can put you shooting out windows and around barricades, kneeling, prone.
It's like a real life video game, and I don't even game. So,
so on that note, one thing that is kind of cool, and it's not unique to us, but it's kind of unique in this area, is when we got to that competition time, we didn't have to yell. We didn't have to say a single thing. We just sat back and watched those girls stress themselves out, which is pretty realistic, right? Mm-hmm. So to stand on line where there's no stress and just shoot, it's not really realistic, but competition time, they'd get to the end of those stages and their hands are shaking and they're breathing shallow and they can't make words. That's as close as we can simulate a real life situation, which you kind of, it's hard to find that at a lot of places. So that is a component that we like as well.
That sounds fun. I love competition.
Yeah, self-induced stress. And we don't have to be mean to do it. So we like that.
Interesting. Okay, tell us, we don't have much time left, so tell us, maybe you could give us an idea of...
Well, they have their social media.
Yep.
So,
let's go over that first. Go ahead and tell us how people can get a hold of you.
So to get a hold of us, you can look us up on Facebook at Sharpsight Firearms Training. Facebook hasn't been real friendly with us, so we advise people to try out Instagram. That's sharpsight.firearms.training. We actually we were going to set up a website, but having done this, we learned that it's kind of nice to be able to just sign up through social media because it gives us a chance to kind of vet the students. As bad as that sounds, you get a chance
I think that's great.
You kind of scroll through, and if they've written anything violent on their wall, or if they, we have the ability to be like, no, you're not coming to our class. So social media, probably our best bet at the moment.
So they pre-screen, which is important.
That should make everybody who takes the class feel more comfortable.
We've worked very hard to build it up to where we are, so we try and keep the integrity of this program. Not only for, us, but one person could ruin a day for 7 other people. So we try and have the firing line as vetted as close to and we get a lot of referrals. Like, people are like, this class is awesome. For instance, we had a couple gals from Utah 2 weeks ago, and they're like, "Oh, we know a range in Utah. Will you guys come do a training in Utah next spring?" Yep. So,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome.
Got asked to go to Boise recently too.
Yeah, Boise. Yep.
But with that,
pretty soon you'll be on tour.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Yep.
Training on tour. Check our schedule on Instagram.
With that social media sign up, though, we realize it's not ideal. But what we have found is it makes the student put in a little bit of work, a little bit of back and forth to get to us. And those are the kind of people we want. They're the ones that they're going to put in some effort before. Yeah, because then
not
you show
just
up.
Add to cart.
My husband signed me up and I didn't even know about it. We want the people that put in the effort before the class even starts. So it's worked out great.
That speaks a lot for you guys to have that kind of reputation, because my daughter and son-in-law took the concealed carry class at, I don't know what range or course or whatever. They didn't even fire a gun and they got their concealed carry.
Oh, wow.
And that was in Utah.
I know, that just seems like it shouldn't be allowed. Like you should have to fire.
Yeah. So it was a little wonky in comparison to the training that I received. And I felt bad, because I've had all my kids take it. So
good for you.
Yeah.
My other kids had a different experience, and they were here in Idaho. So that speaks real highly of you.
And ours will be completely different than that, because we don't even have a classroom portion. We show up and go over all the safety stuff, and then it's hands-on all day.
Yeah.
I'm excited because we're going to do this, Julie, you and I. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm excited for you to share the differences after you go through this training.
That'll be good for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To compare that to. And then as well, I mean, I know their next training is fully booked, and then we're going to hit some weather. So you're going to want to follow their socials to to get in line for spring and summer and all the trainings they're going to have up. But
yeah,
we'll have them back too.
We're going to be taking signups for that women's and men's. We're going to do a men's next year too, that summer series. So keep an eye out for that. That one's a hoot.
Yeah,
that would be
fun.
Love it. Can people come watch that?
We had some spouses and kids and families show up on the competition day, and that's a little bit of added stress that we didn't want to tell them the reason behind it, but bring your families just in case, because it amps that up a little bit.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, we had moms out there with teenage daughters watching them, and that was cool. It's like, my mom's freaking cool. You know what I mean?
I might be the only one thinking this, but has anything ever gone awry? Like, has it ever been a misfire or anything scary or a close call?
So we live in a world where safety is number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Like you eat, drink,
sleep, yep.
Rinse, repeat. Safety.
So that's part of. We've gone through hundreds and hundreds of hours of firearms instructor training on top of that. So we're constantly looking, we're constantly watching for stuff, and that's part of the reason we provide our equipment, the holsters. We do that for a safety purpose, not just because we don't think what you have is nice enough. It's so we have to worry about as little as possible as well, because at the end of the day, we're smoked. Like, watching over that is just mentally exhausting.
Back and forth, yeah. You can kind of see the precursors, and we'll always tell them, it's like, hey, if we raise our voice, we're not mad at you. We just want you to go home with no holes in you. You know what I mean? So it's been awesome.
See, now even more confidence, right? Ladies, no reason.
Yeah. They're going to take care of you while you're there, while you're learning.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I was going to finish the podcast by asking you, gentlemen, clearly this isn't a, hey, we started a business together. This is a lifestyle for you guys. So if each of you want to take a moment and just explain your why and why you do what you do, and maybe that would help people understand who are a little nervous about guns or whatever, where you gentlemen are coming from.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So like we've mentioned, we've been privy to so much training that people pay a lot of money to go and do. We do for a living. And just the first time that I took my wife out and his wife was there on that first class, seeing what they were able to do is when I kind of clicked in my mind. I'm like, wow, there is a need out there for this training, and who am I to not go and share it? So that's when Colby and I started putting our heads together. It's like, hey, how can we do this? And is this realistic?
It was a pay it forward.
Yeah, it was a pay it forward. It was just an awesome experience seeing my wife. I mean, my wife can, if we're standing flat-footed, my wife can outshoot me now. She's an incredible shot.
So is the DOE after her now? He's like, he could be a stay-at-home dad. We'll take you. No.
Yep. So that's kind of the why and it's just a passion. It's a passion of ours that passion of mine that I love to and I like to teach. And it's even been more, I guess, imprinted on me as we've just been blessed with just classes and classes of good people. So now we're out in the community. I feel like we're doing a good thing, and in return, we're rubbing shoulders with awesome people. Yep.
Before Colby goes, I want to bring up Pacen. He was a teacher before, high school coach, right?
Oh, that was your original job.
And he taught English. Yep. So that's just another layer. He has his master's, but we're going to, what was your master's in again?
Human resource development.
Human resource development.
So he's just brought it full circle.
They're bringing the classroom. They're bringing the weapons. They're
knowing how to work with people.
Yeah. So confidence. Anyway, too good to leave that out.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, now Colby.
For me, very similar to Pacen. You know, again, we've had the luxury of receiving training that a lot of people would give anything to have, and we get paid to do it. So again, it wouldn't be fair if we kept that to ourselves. And I have even more than a passion for handguns or rifles or weaponry. I have a genuine passion for teaching. I really get joy out of it. It's very fulfilling, and especially when the student shows up with minimal confidence and you're teaching them something along the way and you're watching that confidence grow just as a byproduct.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any cooler than that. So that's
I love that too. Julie, have you had that experience teaching anything? Because I know you've done lots of.
Yeah, when I teach it fulfills you.
Absolutely. Yep.
Because, well, it made me think of something when you were talking, Pacen, that bringing these group of women together, I think in today's world, there's so much chaos. Our brains weren't built to know about all of the horrible things happening in all of the areas in the world. And sometimes we can start to think that everyone that's around us hates us or is in a negative headspace or whatever. And you've created this group of people that are like-minded people wanting to be independent and protecting themselves and their families. And that gives you a lot of peace of mind in today's world.
And back to the word empowering.
Yep.
And so to be a teacher who brings that into people's life, to bring them a calm in the storm, has got to be incredibly fulfilling.
Yeah. I love teaching too.
And for, like you said, like-minded people, we've competed all around. I've competed on the world stage with some of the handiest people you've ever met, and they are so confident in what they do that they're able to walk around with this polite smile on their face all day and be the nicest people you ever met. 260-pound bearded SWAT guy that's just a big sweetheart. The people you meet and the people that come to classes are all very like-minded, and they're the kind of people we want to be around. Yep.
And they're the kind of people I want around.
Yeah, you want to have them around too.
That's your circle.
Because I'm going to feel safer.
Yep, absolutely.
And facing everything. So.
Yep.
All right, gentlemen, share your social media one more time.
Facebook, Sharpsight Firearms Training.
Instagram, sharpsight.firearms.training. And
Perfect.
we'll apologize in advance. We're not very good
We
at
are not
social
tech
media.
guys.
We're learning.
Yeah, I told him I'd give him a few pointers,
We
so we'll help
appreciate
him out.
any
You can
pointer
teach in
you
return.
get.
Yeah. Teach
You're
him
going to
what
watch our confidence grow.
Yeah, and then I'll teach him yoga. Hang upside down.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Thanks for joining us today on the We Share podcast.
If you've loved what you've heard, please give us a 5-star rating, tell your friends, and share this show.
You can also follow us for recipes, lifestyle and fashion tips, book reviews, and more on WeSharePodcast.com.
Join our Share Squad and sign up for our newsletter there.
We would love to connect with you.
We share on TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a follow.
A big goodbye squeeze and sending you all our love from Alex and Julie.
Join us next week on the We Share podcast.